Hi guys, I'm Cindy at 40. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. If you're coming back again, thank you so much for supporting me and listening to my content, and I hope you're finding it helpful. So today I wanted to share what my mission is with all the content that I've been producing, because I think I've produced about 30 videos now, which is an achievement for me. And the mission is to leverage the power of storytelling to promote social change around the importance of good mental health for everyone and good mental health support for everyone, which is accessible and free. And a good starting point is starting to have the conversation around mental health. And the reason for this is because every single human being on planet Earth has experienced a problem with their mental health, whether it was short term or long term. Everybody has had problems with their mental health. But the disappointing thing is a lot of people are still left to suffer alone in silence, which is why now a lot of people are dying as a result of suicide, because they feel so alone. And this should not be happening, because this is a commonality that we all have as humans, that we struggle with our mental health at one point or another. And so for me, it is about starting the conversation, getting everybody to hear about it, to even start thinking about where they are, how they're feeling in their mental health, or if they know somebody who needs support to either start talking about it or to go and get help from professionals, so that they can be treated and return to their normal lives, and most importantly, so that we don't suffer in silence. It's a very lonely place to be when you're depressed and you don't feel, either because of the job you do, or I don't know, your social status in life, or the kind of family you come from, you can't talk about it. I come from a Zimbabwean background. I'm from Zimbabwe originally, and people don't, just Africa in a context, and some other continents as well, talking about mental health, it's like not a real thing. It is a real thing because it is killing people, and we really need to talk about it, and we really need to do something to support each other. So my idea, my mission is that if you want to talk to me, you can. I am a qualified mental health professional. If you want to talk to me about what you're going through, you can talk to me and I can signpost you to where you can get help. Or if you want to ask any other questions, then feel free to send me a message to do that. If you want to share your story about your mental health problems and how you got help and how getting help has changed your life, then please feel free to share that in the comments, because I think it would be very important for all of us to see that, and for all of us to see the benefits of starting that conversation and having that conversation around mental health. I also want to start talking to, I guess, some of the industry greats around mental health, psychology and well-being, to find out their journeys, their experiences with mental health, and what they do, either to support others, but also to look after their own mental health, so that we can learn from their experience and skills, and we can start to use some of those. And also, if you have strategies of things that you do to look after your mental health, then please share them. So some of the things that I have found really useful, which I've shared in my other content, which I would advise you to watch, are things like practicing an attitude of gratitude. So being grateful for everything that I have in my life, because I find that it keeps me in a positive state of mind, but also it makes me grateful when things are not going well, because I know that it gives me perspective, you know. So I might be having a bad day or something has happened, but then when I look at the bigger picture, I can see loads of other good and amazing things happening. I practice meditation, so I do it when I am going to bed, and again, it just kind of helps to settle my mind, and it helps me to reflect on things that I've done that day, things I could have done differently, which it's just a way of checking in, if you like, with myself and just assessing my mental health, because I also find that if things are not going well, but you're keeping a regular check on it and you know, you're aware, self-awareness is another thing I practice. If you're aware of where you are, then you can get help early before it becomes something that starts to affect all areas of your life. So, you know, and I think it's important. And I'm also quite good at speaking up about my mental health. So if I feel that a situation, a person, an environment is affecting my mental health, if it's a person, I will tell them they're affecting my mental health and they need to stop, or that relationship will be stopping, because you know, you need to absolutely ensure that you're doing everything you possibly can to make sure you're looking after your mental health, because it not only helps you to look after yourself, it helps you to look after the people around you in your community. So I would advise some of that. And some of the things that I talk about are ensuring that you're sleeping well, you're eating well, you're exercising, you are socializing. You know, it's important. And with these days of social media and telephones, everybody's got a smartphone. You don't have to see people face to face, you know, because I totally get that. If you don't do crowds and you don't want to be around people, or you don't want to leave your house, like that's absolutely fine. Then find groups online that you can join, and people who have similar interests that you can talk to and do things with online, so you're not isolated. So the main thing about today's video was just spreading the word of what the mission is. I am available, and I have been available. I do have several people, especially through my Facebook page, which is Cindy Giving Advice at 40, have been DMing me and asking me questions about situations they're experiencing in their lives. And if I can advise you, I will give you advice. If I can't, then I will direct you as to who you can speak to get advice. So feel free to come there and, you know, join that community. It is growing fast. Thank you so much to everybody on that page who is listening to my content, sharing it, and I hope starting to practice the message of speaking up about mental health, or looking out for other people who are experiencing mental health problems. As I said, you can also send me messages on any other platforms, normally Cindy at 40. Listen to my content, and I hope that it helps you or it helps somebody that you know. But most importantly, tell your stories. Tell your stories about your mental health. You have nothing to be ashamed of when it comes to mental health. We are human beings. We're not super gods who don't have problems, who don't experience poor mental health. We are human beings, and we should be able to talk about what we're experiencing. We should not be ashamed that at one point in our life we felt depressed, or we felt suicidal, or, something was really stressing us out. We should not be ashamed to talk about this, and we should not be getting judged for it. Just because you feel depressed or suicidal, it does not make you a bad parent to your children, because this is particularly an area that I am very passionate about talking about, because people see the fact that you've been suicidal at one point when you had a child and therefore it makes you a dangerous parent. No, it doesn't. You judging me causes me problems and affects my mental health, but it does not mean that I want to do something to my children, okay? So stop judging parents who speak up about the stress they're experiencing from looking after their children. It is hard. What you need to do instead is support them so that they can continue to be the best parents to their children. So please share your stories with everybody of your mental health. If you are experiencing problems with your mental health at the moment, start the conversation, because that is the beginning. Once you start the conversation, then you get the ball rolling and you can get the support you need. You are not alone. Do not feel alone. Get in touch, share your stories, subscribe so you don't miss any other content, and you can join the community and contribute. And thank you so much for listening. It means the world to me, and see you next time.